Hey everyone, welcome back to my city construction challenge. This is episode 2. Um, got a little bit of work done around here. Tore down the shack that Pete had built. Got the footers in place for the 3 houses that I need to put in. Did a little bit of animal breeding. Got some more sheep. Got some more cows. Got a house built, not counting this towards the 3 that we need to advance to stage 2, just because this is the house I'm working out of, not really counting it as part of the city itself. Just to show you the insides a little bit, this what I was working on last time when we left off. I had the footers in place and just decided to do a little bit of work off camera. Got it built. It's pretty simple. Um, Not a lot you can do when you only have wood. So I'm hoping in today's episode we can get to stage 2, which will give me access to not only stone tools, but furnaces and glass and even the new hardened clay that they have, and then I can go back, kind of tear out what we're building today and rebuild it with some better material. Got the wheat farm. Trying to think what else I've done. Oh, the villager Pete got out of his little pen up here somehow. I don't know, he glitched through the wall or something. So I got him down here. This is the thing that Doc M came up with, to get around the zombie glitch that's going on right now, where if the zombies sense a villager, they will try and get to him. But if they can't get to them, they'll just keep pathfinding and pathfinding until they can. So it's a pretty simple little thing. You basically just build a little room. You take carpet, put it down. Take carpet, put it on the next one. And as you can see, nothing can get through. It blocks the baby villagers as well. And then they'll kind of all just gather here, burn when the sun comes up, and then you can come out and just kind of whack, 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 kill the babies, and move on with your life. So Pete's gonna play decoy for a while, so hopefully I won't have to keep running back and sleeping. Did a little bit of caving underneath of here, not a lot, just enough to get some coal, get the area lit up a little bit. Nothing really exciting happened. There was no dungeons or spawners or anything like that. So, of course, if I come across one of those off camera, I'll make sure that I stop what I'm doing and start recording so that way we can see what all is in the chest together. It's a fairly simple house design I'm going for, kind of based off of, is it Madness? No, it was Jamsy Boy. Jamsy Boy, if you guys aren't familiar with him, is a fellow YouTuber. Does some amazing builds. Does a lot of neo gothic or fantasy style. If you're not familiar with them, you should really check them out. I will try and remember to post a link in the description of his page. But yeah, it's a Pretty simple medieval style. You use just logs as your main post. Normally, this would all be cobblestone with reinforced walls and all that stuff, but without having access to stone, we do what we can. So, pretty much modeling it after the the house that I built over there. It's pretty simple. Um, you want to when you're building houses like this, you want to always think. Probably should have just done these four up from the get go. You always want to think how much ceiling room you need, how much clearance. Um, Remember to build from there. You don't want to limit yourself right off the bat. Oh, and sorry, just trying to think of how high I want to go. Thinking probably a ceiling height of 3.5. This way, when you do the floorboards, you'll get these center beams running across. You get a nice little exposed timber look to it. Gives it almost like a really reinforced kind of look to it. So you run through, connect, and it's nighttime. Okay, Pete, do your job, and hopefully we won't get attacked. So, this build is going to use so much wood, it's not even funny. Um, Probably going to have to start an actual tree farm ASAP. Because, as you can see, I've already deforested most of the area that we started in. Um, and I don't want to just keep moving out and chewing up more and more land. Um, I've tried to leave anytime I come across a one of the large naturally spawning trees. I'm just trying to leave it in place, seeing as I will most likely be going back and trying to add those anyway. I mean, it's compared to these piddly little 2 and 3 high pieces of junk. Get out of here. I don't even. Mojang, fix the way your trees grow. This is a tree. This, I don't know. It's a shrub. I guess we can say it's a shrub. But 3 blocks high does not a tree make. So, as you can see, I've got the base frame. I marked where the entrance is going to be, just with a little single block of wood. And then around the outsides, we do one of those jobs. So that'll be the door. Internal, kind of do the same. That, and then we put the fence posts in for now. Gives it a nice little, almost like a window pane without the glass look to it. Now, thought I saw something. You got to remember to leave an area to get up to the second level, which will be Probably do a ladder on this back wall. Up, Pete. You had one job. One. At least it wasn't a baby. I hate those things. Okay. So, might have to sleep the night off. I'd kill for even a stone sword at this point. You have no idea how many times I've just had to run for my life. Although, I am planning, once I get to the point where I'm building the church, well, I plan on incorporating the deaths that I've had into the graveyard. So that will at least serve a purpose. Let's put some of those in there. There we go. Just go to bed real quick. And now, just to show you real quick, this is what I was talking about with the exposed beams. Gives it a little bit nicer look than just doing everything flush. Normally you could put like stone half slabs up in the top there, just to give a little more reinforcement. But till next level, don't get those. So, alright, well, I'm going to work on this for a little bit, guys. I'll be back with you after a short little break. And we're back. So I did a little bit of work off camera. Got the first three houses constructed. So we're pretty much ready to move on to part number two. Two is, as you can see by my tools, I finally get to use stone. So now I can go around here, dress the place up a little bit. I've expanded the sheep farm some. I'm trying to make this feel more like a natural village. I don't want everything just clustered into one area. So I've got little farms set up by the houses, till I get a bucket, which is either found in a mine or a dungeon, or until I get to stage 3, I'm pretty much limited to just growing around natural water. So it looks nice, but you can't really do the big, expansive, kill him, big, expansive farms. Got this little thing set up, and I want to put these up in the areas that they correspond to. So, stage 1, it's all the wooden items. You need a stack of wood and 10 pieces of food for everyone playing. So, just being me, that means 10. Now, stage 2, I need quite a bit of materials. I need to build a town hall, 2 community centers, so like a library or a church or an inn. Everything needs to be connected with roads and pathways. So, got quite a bit of mining, quite a bit more cutting down trees, getting everything set up. Need, let's grab the gravel. Oh, you know what? Let's make some furnaces. Gotten so used to playing this without them, it feels kind of weird to know that I can just make food now. Plop these guys down. And I don't want to just have like a big setup area where I'm doing everything in. I want to try and actually keep them to the houses. Keep it, like I said, feeling like a actual village. So, let's see. Little kitchen area. Let's plop one down in this guy. So, do there. So, every house I've tried to build a little bit different. I don't want to just do cookie cutter houses, just plop down. Trying to keep them themed. So, farmland area is mostly wood. Once I get into the inside the city walls, which will end up being over in the plains, I can start with some more stone. Eventually, I can get into the nether, get some nether quartz, build some nice looking, almost like marble houses, or at least marble facades for the houses. But for this area, they're all kind of similar. The roofs of the houses are pretty much the same, to try and tie them together. Let's make a couple shovels. And I can't tell you how good it feels to have the stone finally. Just the speed now. I mean, when you get used to using the wood and you're just kind of, whack, 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 whack for 5 minutes to break down one tree, and not even a big tree, just a little 4 or 5 tall guy, to finally be able to just cut it down. To really, it just feels good. So now the little paths, I don't want them, uniform 3 by 3. I want them kind of meandering, like, you know, you would find in a quaint little village somewhere. The main road that leads from the city to the mines will be a lot more structured, but for this area, not so much. So, I'm gonna dig away some of this. And like, if you're doing these, if you're doing the roads, I mean, the nice straight lines, they look okay, but it doesn't. Yes, in real life, that's what you would want. Nice straight roads, but it doesn't look good in Minecraft. Um, it's just not designed for that. It kind of gives it way too neat of a structure, and you want them looking a little more organic. Especially when you're dealing when everything in the game is a square. It's nice to be able to look at something that's not a square. And I don't mean like rounding off or anything like that, but just making it flow a little bit more, if you get what I'm saying. So when you do this, you don't want any kind of patterns or anything. You just kind of randomly place blocks. I'm gonna have to cook up, make some smooth stone to throw in here, but like you get the idea. You just kind of slap them down every once in a while, maybe throw in some dirt. And remember, when you're looking at these, you've got different levels. So you have cobblestone, which would be like the fresh roadway. It's what they would put down initially. Get some more lights here. Hopefully, I won't get murdered. And then you've got the gravel, which is kind of like if the cobblestone had been trod on. It kind of wears it away, crushes it down. So underneath here, you can see the pretty much the same color. So it gives it a nice like too textured look. So even though they're on the same level, it doesn't look like they are. Like it looks like this has a lot more texture to it than this does. And then, of course, the smooth stone would be the final stage, just completely worn down, no tread left on it. And then you got to remember when you're doing this smooth stone, don't put it on the edges. The edges should be more the actual cobble itself because that's the area that not a lot of people walk on. Especially if you can find a dungeon, get some mossy cobble, maybe put that down on the edges, make it look like, you know, no one walks on it, so nature is trying to take it back. But you wouldn't want mossy right down the center, just because when you look at actual like walkways and paths, you never see that. You never see lichen growing right down the center of a heavily used walkway. Yes, it might look nice to put the green in, but it doesn't really make sense if you get what I'm saying. So I'm going to throw down some more pathway, and we'll be back in a second to see how it looks. Okay, guys, I finished the initial pathway, so you can see I got a bird's eye view of it. And this is what I was talking about when you just kind of meander around. It looks a lot nicer than when it's just straight lines cutting through. So let's hop down. Hopefully I don't die. Bloop. There we go. So I'm gonna leave that, put a ladder up it, so that way I can take stock of how the village is growing. Now, one last thing, when you're doing these, don't be afraid to throw in the occasional stair. Gives it a look the like the stones are missing. Obviously, you wouldn't want to do it in a higher residential area, anywhere where you would expect them to really maintain the roads. But for the tiny little farming community, I think it looks good. So I'm going to leave you here. Um, Next time, I need a lot of stone. So I figure off camera, I might get started on the mine, just because that's the easiest way I can think of to get cobblestone. So I'm Nord Not Work again. This is probably still gonna end up being a bad idea, but I don't know. I'm a little more confident with it than I was when I started. So we will see. Alright. See you guys next time.